What's up everyone, it's Bones here. In today's video, I'll be covering a topic that has been steaming in the community over the last couple of weeks, and that's the fact that we've gone without a ban list. While I believe both sides have a point, I'd like to give my take and see what you guys think down below. But before I begin, if you happen to enjoy content like this, clicking on those thumbs up and subscribe buttons would be greatly appreciated, as it goes a long way in supporting the channel and shows me that you like content like this. To start, I'd like to mention the power of the elements in upcoming sets. While it's true that they've shifted some problem cards with the power of the new decks, other old cards are seemingly coming back and causing problems due to the lack of diversity and power level needed to combat some of these newer decks. Whether it be Super Poly or Mystic Mine, cards that say you can't do this or that have been part of Yu-Gi-Oh! Forever now, and due to the length of wait for a ban list, frustrations from Wind Statue and Scythe are carrying over to our current game, especially with how long Mine and stuff has been in the game, and it's put the player base in a very uncomfortable position. We play this game because we love this game, and every game has its problems. Yu-Gi-Oh! Started at a time where businesses operated differently, and while Konami has always been a little bit more on the extreme end as far as communication goes, they've had moments where they've shown willingness. And my point in this is that I think it's time for Konami to begin adapting to the newer business models, even if it's unlikely coming from a smaller YouTuber like me, but we've been teased for years with legitimate simulators that ended up being flops due to the negligence of adding new cards or even being consistent with it. When players are left guessing on ban lists, especially a player base comprised of mostly adults might I add, and they're left to prepare for events, it becomes difficult, as well as buying cards for casuals, which becomes a legitimate risk, as well as for competitive players. Prize support is already disappointing, but when the community begins to feel ignored, it adds feelings that just don't need to be in the game, in my opinion. Anybody who has learned the game enough to understand what's going on in the finals of a YCS knows how difficult it is to know a deck at the capacity those players do, and I can't help but feel for those who work for something and don't truly get rewarded for it. And having games where players can be punished for not drawing the out to a card that locks down the functionality of a deck is just another reason to add to the importance of communication for a ban list, as cards like that have proven to be a problem in this game. In the discussion Nesh, Farfa, and Pack had, which I'll link down in the description below, Farfa made a very valid point with what type of cards were on the ban list. The main ones being floodgates and cards that are getting stuff from the deck. I'd also like to add that tokens are a recurring theme, as well as general extenders like Level Eater, Nightmare Goblin, Norden, and stuff like that. In today's meta, we've been introduced to Sprite Elf, and have cards like Sprite Jet, Blue, Starter, along with the entire Tearlament archetype pretty much doing stuff that fit those descriptions, and while currently dominating the game. While I'm not saying Konami needs to stop printing cards quite like it, if they continue to insist on creating cards like this, it's yet another reason to be consistent on a ban list. But anyways, those are all my thoughts I have on this topic, and let me know what you think down below and whether you agree or not. If you made it this far into the video, I thank you for watching. It's Bones, signing out.